before. And actually, it's a huge topic and a poorly understood topic as well. So that's one reason why it's perhaps a good idea to look at. Now, it's called ellipsis, today's topic, which is sometimes the name given for the three dots. Yeah, when you just see three dots, sometimes you see three dots in a row, that's also called ellipsis. But in grammar, ellipsis is the omission of words, yeah, the leaving out of words. And very often the words are replaced by an auxiliary verb, okay? And that's just one type of ellipsis, actually. That's called verb phrase ellipsis. So one type of ellipsis is missing out a verb phrase and replacing it with an auxiliary verb or the particle to. Now, there is very little information about this in any grammar books that I've seen. Please let me know if you know of a grammar book which contains information on ellipsis, because I haven't seen one. I remember reading a little bit about it on the Random Idea English blogspot, because of course that's a wonderful website and he really does go into detail. But I have found something about ellipsis on Wikipedia. Now, sadly, Wikipedia clearly is not, well, I mean, it's not very pedagogical. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but it doesn't seem to be very effective at teaching things, at explaining things in a clear way, which is why we are bamboozled with terminology when we look at verb phrase ellipsis and a lot of sentence diagrams, which I'm not against. I actually quite like a good sentence diagram. They're those funny tree diagrams with, I mean, they're these ones, guys. This is what I'm talking about, this kind of thing, yeah? What the hell does that mean? I suppose that's conjunction, yeah? I suppose that's a negative. I mean, I should be able to actually tell you what all of those words mean, but I mean, I would put it like this. She is the subject, will is a modal verb, not is an adverb, making it negative, yeah? Laugh is a verb, but is a conjunction, that will be the conj there. He is a subject, will is a modal verb. And look at that, we're missing out the verb in the second place. She will not laugh, but he will, yeah? Let's put it like this. She won't laugh, but he will. And we miss out the second laugh. It's not necessary. So that's verb phrase ellipsis. And there are many different types of verb phrase ellipsis. And sometimes you can use the auxiliary verb first before you've even mentioned the verb phrase that's not there. So something like this. I wouldn't, but he would climb that tree. Yeah, it doesn't sound so good, actually. Let me find one of the examples that they give on this page, because they do give a good example on this page somewhere. Is that one? It's 11b. Let me try and make that bigger for you guys as well, because it's not very big. Let's go down to 11b. The people who say they will never do help. Yeah, that will is replacing will help. Yeah, so the people who say they will help never do help, but we can drop the first help. The people who say they will never do help. So this is what ellipsis is. It's not a simple topic at all, and there are many different types of ellipsis. It's not actually just verb phrases which can be dropped. It's noun phrases can be dropped and all sorts of. So let's have a look at some of the different types of ellipsis. But actually, maybe I'll quickly give you a quick summary of verb phrase ellipsis, because verb phrase ellipsis is a big topic on its own. So verb phrase ellipsis is where we use a modal verb like will or could or should. Yeah, I wouldn't climb that tree, but he would. The would is standing in for he would climb that tree. Yeah, he loves fish and chips, but I don't. I don't love fish and chips. Yeah, that don't stands in for don't love fish and chips. Now, this is very much the same grammar as question tags. Yeah, when you say wouldn't you or doesn't he, it's the same grammar as that, actually, where we use a modal verb to stand in for the verb phrase. It's exactly the same grammar. So what can we use to stand in for a verb phrase? Well, I've just told you it's the modal auxiliaries that we use to stand in for a verb phrase, which is why it tells us on this page, down towards the end, that little children aren't able to do ellipsis until they've mastered the modal auxiliaries. Yeah, they have to master the modal auxiliaries first in order to be able to use ellipsis. Yeah. So it's important that you understand this is very much connected to modal auxiliary verbs, but there is a second thing which can replace a verb phrase, and you're all very familiar with it. It's the particle to in to plus infinitive. And you've all heard this before, because when you listen to English people carefully, what you'll notice is that they always say I want to, and never I want. Never. Even though loads of foreign students do say I want, yeah, and think that that's fine, I want full stop, because it's fine in their language, but it's not fine in English. It's a mistake, okay? So if somebody says, do you want to go to the cinema, and you say I want, it's wrong, but if you say I want to, yeah, yes, I want to, yeah, that's what you've got to say. You've got to say, yes, I want to, yes, I would like to. And notice it's not just want, where you can use this to at the end, and it stands in for I would like to go to the cinema. But we just say, yes, I would like to. Yes, I would like to. So to can replace verb phrases, and modal auxiliaries can replace verb phrases. Okay, and we need to put that to there if we're replacing the verb phrase. We can't just leave it with would like. Yes, I would like. No, I would like to. I want to. I have to. Yeah, if somebody says, do you have to wear a school uniform at school? Yes, I have to. Yeah, you've got to put that to in there, and it's standing in for, yes, I have to wear a uniform at school. Okay, so this is what ellipsis is. It uses to, and it uses modal auxiliaries to stand in for verb phrases. And the modal auxiliary can even come earlier than the verb phrase that it actually stands in for. Yeah, and I just showed you that with the people who say they will never do help. I find that quite interesting and quite weird. Now, there are actually many other types of ellipsis. Let's have a look at all the different types of ellipsis, because this is an overview, this lesson, and it's because I haven't actually done much on ellipsis before. I have done a class on ellipsis and parallelism, 2 classes in fact, and you can find them if you look in the search bar on PharmaTube. But have a look at all these different types of ellipsis. Number 1, gapping. Now, this is something that I really enjoy. I like it. I like using it. Have a look what it is. Gapping occurs in coordinate structures. That means equal structures. Main clause is joined by a fanboy's word in plain English. Yeah, fanboys are the coordinating conjunctions, and what that means is they join main clauses. They join clauses of equal value. Okay, so that's what that first bit of gobbledygook means. Gapping occurs in coordinate structures, yeah, with fanboys' words. Redundant material that is present in the immediately preceding clause can be gapped. This gapped material usually contains a finite verb. Let me translate. A finite verb is a verb with a subject, with a doer, okay? A non-finite verb doesn't have a subject, and in my opinion is not a bona fide verb. It's not a full verb with a doer. So that's what a finite verb means. It means a verb with a subject, yeah, an ordinary verb, you might say. Canonical cases have a true gap insofar as a remnant appears to the left and to the right of the elided material. What the hell are they talking about? Let's see their examples. John can play the guitar, main clause, comma, fanboy's word, and Mary the violin. And we drop the can play in the second main clause. We can do this in coordinate structures. What it means is main clauses joined by a fanboy's word. Yeah, you have to translate from the Wikipedia text. Yeah, with coordinate structures, with fanboy's words, you can drop the verb phrase. Yeah, John can play the guitar and Mary the violin. Fred took a picture of you and Susan of me. Yeah, and we leave out the took a picture. And it's very clear what we mean. So this is one type of ellipsis. There are many more. We're gonna need more classes to do the many more. Sadly, I won't be able to do them all today because I'll be doing. I've got a Russian class very soon, and I would like to do that. So have a look at the next couple of examples. She persuaded him to do the homework. Main clause, comma, fanboy's words, and he, her. And we've missed out here persuaded and to do the homework. Yeah, we've missed out the verb persuaded and we've missed out the phrase to do the homework. So we've missed out a lot there. How about the next one? Should I call you or you me? Here we've missed out should and call. So we can miss out a lot of material when we use this. When we use verb phrase ellipsis, we can miss out a lot of different stuff. And we can even miss out stuff to the left and to the right of the original phrase. Yeah, we can miss out this and this. So I think that's very important. And I must admit, none of this is easy. When I look for more information about which parts we can elide, omit, yeah, which parts we can leave out, let's use the phrasal verb, it's far more common, which parts we can leave out, it's really hard to find good information on this. There's some decent rules though, and you can see this rule with the coordinating conjunctions I think is very clear. If you've got two main clauses, you can elide material in the second main clause after the fanboys word. Yeah, so I mean what we'll have to do in future, I'm not going to do it today, this is more of a lecture than a tutorial where we all speak. In future you can give me sentences and we will discuss them. Watching my cat jump over the neighbour's fence, but we can discuss them and find out what sentences are possible, what sentences are not possible. Of course, it won't be possible on FarmerTube. It will only be possible on my Telegram group because I don't work for the big advertising company, YouTube, anymore. I just let YouTube viewers know that my Telegram lessons are still going on, and that's where they go to join in the class, to join in the fun. Now, gapping is not the only type that they talk about. They also talk about stripping here. So let's quickly read about stripping. Stripping is also known as bare argument ellipsis. Nice, simple name. Many linguists take stripping to be a particular manifestation of gapping, whereby just one remnant appears in the gapped clause instead of the two or more that occur in instances of gapping. The fact that stripping is limited to occurring in coordinate structures, so again, coordinate structures, is the main reason why stripping is integrated into the analysis of gapping. Well, I don't actually see what the difference is from that from that paragraph between stripping and gapping, but let's look at their examples to see if we can work out what the hell Wikipedia are talking about. John can play the guitar, main clause, comma, and Mary too. And Mary too, yeah, and Mary can play the guitar too. Sam has attempted problem 1 twice, comma, and problem 2 also. So here, I mean, it's obvious to me why we can miss out that part. I would say that, isn't this obvious to everybody why we can miss out that part? What we've got here is just main clause, Sam has attempted problem 1 twice and problem 2 also. Aren't we just adding two noun phrases at the end with a coordinate? I mean, this coordinating conjunction, in my opinion, is not joining two main clauses here. It's joining two noun phrases. And so that's why that one is possible. I find that a little bit odd as an example. Let's have a look at the next example. Sam did it, not Fred. Okay. You can see there we've dropped the did it. Sally is working on Monday, not Tuesday. So this is the not structure. We can often elide material. We can often omit verb phrases with the not structure. It's another important one. Now, we've already spoken about verb phrase ellipsis where we use a modal verb. Mary can too, he will again. Yeah, the man who wanted to order the salmon did. Yeah, he did order the salmon. The man who wanted to, okay, we're using the to now to represent the elided material. The man who wanted to did order the salmon. And notice that here we've got it first. We've got the omitted material first before we even find out what's omitted. Yeah, we've got the verb phrase later, did order the salmon, yeah, than the elided material. So there's a lot of complicated stuff going on with this ellipsis. So I'm going to do some more classes on this and we're going to figure it out, guys, because I can see that online it's just a mess. It's a complete and utter mess. But I think that as a group, if we discuss it on Telegram, in my Telegram group, then I think we can work it out. Yeah, I think we can work out exactly how this is used and what situations it is used in. So we've already seen it's coordinating conjunctions and main clauses. It's used in that. It's used with modal verbs. It's used with the particle to. It's used in not expressions. Yes, Sam did it, not Fred. Sally is working on Monday, not Tuesday. So we can see quite a few situations when it's used, okay? But we'll go into more detail in future classes. I can't carry on for today because, as I say, I've got a Russian class and I want to go and check that my cat hasn't escaped again. You won't believe it, but I chase that cat every single night around my neighbourhood to try and make sure that I bring it back in. It's just because I've got quite a busy road about 50 meters that way. And I don't want the kitty to get hurt, and so I don't want him to stay out all night. He's only little. But in future, I will allow him to, because I think that everybody deserves to be free and nobody deserves to be locked up for all of their lives, like us guys. Okay, so thanks everybody for watching on Telegram. You are my favorites. YouTube, you disgust me. Come over to Telegram. Stop it. Stop being here on FarmerTube. It drives me nuts. Come over to Telegram. It's a lot more fun. Okay, thanks everybody for watching.